Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here, and today we're going back into World War 3 and we are going to check out the major patch that it has just received. So firstly, sorry for the streamed footage in the background here. I did record everything locally to my machine. Unfortunately, my Shadowplay recording decided to pull a fast one on me and it recorded the wrong monitor. So all I saw was the stream chat. And so because of that, I've had to basically take my stream footage and use that instead. So hopefully that's not too off-putting for anybody. So when I covered this game a few months ago, most of my gripes with the game were the sound and that it just didn't really have that immersive feeling, but otherwise I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that brings me to today's patch. Farm 51 have just released a huge patch. And here you can see just some of the notes. This is just the audio section, and these are some of the changes that they've brought in here. So to name a few of the main ones, they've completed the polishing of all weapons in first and third person perspectives, including bullet impacts, and that this is audio wise here. They've improved all weapon sounds, including new shots, mechanics and melee sounds. They've improved the optimization of audio in environmental sounds, including global ambience and room tones. And they've also added a no ammo sound for all weapons that sort of starts to indicate to you that you're getting low on your magazine, which is actually a really welcome addition. So after playing this for a couple of hours, I can safely say the game is feeling so much more polished, and honestly, it feels ready for its upcoming release. So for those of you who don't know, this game is going free to play, and I do believe they're set to release it this March. Don't hold me to that. March was the last date that I've heard from them. I'm not sure if that's going to stand. They may delay it, and if they have to delay it to further polish the game, I definitely think that is the right decision, because this game did release back in 2018. It was a paid title back then, and it was basically broken as hell, and this is the story of a game that has truly turned it around for me. Personally, I didn't play it until this year, so I didn't experience it in its broken state. I've just heard the rumours and the stories, and I sincerely hope that that isn't going to put people off the game, because my experience of it is absolutely fantastic. If you're a Battlefield player and you enjoy those games and you're looking for a great experience and you happen to have a PC, because unfortunately it's not on console, I really recommend giving this game a go when it comes out, and it's free to play, right, so you can't really lose. I've never been a massive fan of super realistic milsims like Squad or Armour. Those games do have their moments, but they are a little bit too running simulatory for me, if that makes sense. Most of the time is just spent running around looking for the action, and then you'll get a few brief absolute gems of action in between there. But in Battlefield, you have action happening all the time, and I feel like in World War 3, that really strikes the middle ground between these two games. It's definitely a little bit more realistic in its gunplay and its mechanics than Battlefield is, but not so much as a milsim like Armour. So later on in the video, I am just going to cut to some live footage so you guys can kind of get my reactions, and I'll explain a little bit better what I'm doing, and you can also hear the game sounds louder. Obviously, I'm talking over the top of it at the moment, so you guys, it's really hard to convey, you know, how the audio sounds without you having it at that proper level so you can hear it for yourselves. Another small addition that they added in this patch is the glow sticks that the soldiers now have hanging off of them. So you've got blue glow sticks for your allies and red ones for the enemy. This just makes it that much easier to differentiate friendlies from enemies, as you're basically all just wearing sort of similar camouflages. You can of course completely customize these the way you want, and that is, you know, really another strength of this game is the customization. The soldier customization in this game, I think I'll find some to show you guys in the footage, but it is on another level compared to Battlefield, man. It's so good. It's really what I think Battlefield veterans want from the Battlefield franchise. Additionally, performance of the game is a lot better. That was another big critique of the game. It just, performance-wise, didn't really hold up, and it was destroying people's rigs. In some of this footage, you're going to see I don't have an FPS counter, but later on, towards the end of the video, I do turn on the FPS counter. So if you guys want to see what the FPS looks like, I recommend sort of skipping to the later part of the video. If you can't be bothered watching everything, that's fine. But I can tell you guys that I was hovering around 140 to 150 FPS, and I'm using like a mixture of medium to high settings. So I've got textures on high, maybe things like lighting and shadows more like medium to low. That's usually how I run my FPS games. And yeah, I was sitting around like 140, sometimes hopping up to 170 FPS, and I think the absolute lowest drop I got was around 112 frames. So I don't know what they did, but they have somehow drastically improved the performance of the game for me. The only critique I can give the game right now is, I suppose, lack of content. Now, there are tons of weapons in the game, loads of attachments. That system, player progression, that's really, really in-depth, and I wouldn't really change a thing there. I have nothing to complain about. But when it comes to maps and game modes, you've basically only got the two game modes. You've got Tactical Ops, which is essentially just Conquest from Battlefield, and then you've got TDM. For maps, there are only 4 maps. You've got 4 maps for Tactical Ops, and then you have an additional 3 maps for TDM, but these 3 maps are essentially just smaller sections of the 4 large maps that are then used for TDM mode. So 4 maps only, 1 main game mode. I mean, I'm not really going to count TDM to be honest, because let's face it, every FPS out there can easily just implement TDM. I'm not sure that's going to be enough content to keep a player base interested for the long term. This is really make or break time for this game. It's going free to play. After that, there is no other avenue they can turn down to try and make this game work. If they don't get a decent sized player base on release and have some backup content planned to be able to give these players, they're just going to move on to the next thing. I really think we live in a day and age where there's always another game around the corner and people just hop on and off game franchises willy-nilly all the time. So pulling in a large player base and keeping it is really going to be a big test for World War 3. But like I said guys, if you're on the fence about this game, give it a try. Wait until it comes out for free and try it then and let me know what you think. With that said, I'm going to end my commentary here guys, but I will leave some of my live stream footage on there so you guys can get a bit of a better understanding of how the game really plays and feels. So thank you guys for watching, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Jesus. Get wrecked! Oh, I messed up there. I messed up. Bad shot. Okay, this thing's definitely growing on me. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Watch out! Lights out. Oh, I should have had that guy there. Never mind. Look at this. Team play. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, I'm so screwed. Yep. Nowhere to run. Oh, see, this is where the shotgun shines, though. Those kind of situations. Like, you're going to come out on top. Under our control. There's like 3 guys here. It's not lying. Nice. Easy win.